Welcome back to Bite-Sized Folklore, the podcast that serves up legendary tales in snack-sized servings, with just enough bite to leave a mark. Today we're diving into the beating heart of Irish mythology, a story of pride, power, blood curses, and one seriously prized bull. This is the Tang Bo Kuling, or the Cattle Raid of Cooley, an epic older than the hills it takes place on, and more brutal than you might expect. Let me set the scene. It begins in the royal bedchamber of Connacht, one of the ancient provinces of Ireland. Queen Maeve and her husband, King Ailil, are lying in bed comparing wealth. A strange pillow talk, sure, but this is Iron Age Ireland, and in those days, status is everything. They tally gold, lands, slaves, horses, perfectly matched. But Ailil has one thing Maeve doesn't. A bull. A great, snorting, snow-white bull named Finnbinach, or white-horned. And this tips the scales in his favour. Now Maeve is no shrinking violet. She's a powerful queen, ruling Connacht in her own right. She doesn't take this one down lightly. So she asks, who has a bull to match it? The answer? Don Cuchulainn, the brown bull of Cooley, grazing peacefully in the lands of Ulster in the northeast. So naturally, she decides to take it. Maeve gathers a massive army, thousands strong, warriors, nobles, druids and mercenaries. Among them are some of Ireland's greatest champions. Her husband comes along, though it's clear who's in charge. As they march east, things seem to go smoothly, but Ulster isn't defenceless for no reason. You see, Ulster lives under a curse. Long ago, a goddess named Macha was forced to race while pregnant, humiliated by the men of Ulster. Before she collapsed in labour, she cursed them. When they're most needed, they'll feel the pain of childbirth and be unable to fight. And that moment is now. As Maeve's army enters Ulster, the men drop like stones, writhing, helpless. All except one. His name is Cuchulainn. He's young, only about 17, but he's already a legend. He trained in Scotland under a warrior woman named Scathach, fought shadowy beasts, and once single-handedly held off an entire army just to prove a point. He's the only one unaffected by the curse, and so he steps forward to protect Ulster, alone. Now, instead of open war, he proposes single combat, one champion at a time. At a ford, a shallow crossing where the enemy must pass. And he wins, again, and again, and again. Cuchulainn is no ordinary warrior. He has a condition. When battle frenzy overtakes him, he enters the Riestrad, the warp spasm. His body contorts, one eye sucks into his skull, the other bulges out. His muscles twist, his hair bristles with sparks, and his roar echoes like a god of war. Even his own allies fear him in this state. One by one, Maeve sends champions to face him. One by one, they fall. But Maeve is clever. She tries tricks, sending in spies, bribes, ambushes, even young girls to seduce him. But nothing works. Then comes the jewel that breaks hearts. Ferdiad. Cuchulainn's best friend, foster brother, the only warrior who might truly match him. Maeve manipulates Ferdiad into fighting. He doesn't want to, but he has his honour, and debts, and pride. They fight for 3 days. Spears, swords, riverbanks turn to blood. Each night they send messengers to carry food and healing herbs to each other's camp. They weep, but they fight again. On the 3rd day, Maeve gives Ferdiad a secret weapon, the Gay Bolga, a barbed spear that can only be used once, and only underwater. The problem? Cuchulainn invented it. He sees it coming, and with a desperate counterstrike, he throws the Gay Bolga up through Ferdiad's body. It tears him apart. Cuchulainn carries his dying friend to the shores, sobbing. The boy hero is now drenched in blood, grief, and legend. But the war isn't over. Cuchulainn is wounded and fading. The Ulstermen finally recover from the curse, and now they ride to meet Maeve's army in full. The clash is brutal. Connacht begins to retreat, but one final symbolic showdown remains. The bulls. Maeve's white bull, Finnbinach, and Ulster's brown bull, Don Cuchulainn, the two beasts lock horns, clash, rampage across Ireland. Towns are trampled, forests shattered. Finally, Don kills Finnbinach, then wanders home wounded and collapses in death. The war is over. So what do we make of the Táin? It's not a tale of good versus evil. It's about pride, honour, loss, and how far people will go to prove a point. Maeve is not a villain. She's shrewd, ambitious, and powerful in a male-dominated world. Cuchulainn is not just a hero. He's a weapon forged too young, too fast. Glorious, but tragic. Unlike most myths, the Táin doesn't end in triumph. It ends with bodies, broken hearts, and silence. Thank you for joining me on this ride through the Cattle Raid of Cooley. If you enjoyed it, share it with a friend, and don't forget to follow Bite-Sized Folklore for more myths from Ireland and Scotland. Until then, guard your bulls.